Good morning, everybody. How are we? Welcome to today's TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube live. Let me get the chat box up on the old YouTubes and Facebook stream. The chat is already on the old TikTok stream. How are we all? It's Tuesday, the 15th of what is it? It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday, the 15th of April. We're halfway through the month. Don't know what day it is. We're halfway through the month. Tuesday the 15th of April. How is Easter Halls going? I know it can be a tough one. I did a live yesterday about how to handle Easter week, as it were. But obviously, Easter Halls. And what the main reason, the issue is with Easter Halls is, it generally, if you've got kids and the kids are off, it's just that change of routine. That's what it is. That is what we struggle with. We struggle with that big change of routine. And when one thing changes, everything changes. And then if you combine that with the fact that Easter's a bit more of a it's a bank holiday weekend, Easter eggs, maybe a little bit more temptation. It can be a little bit trickier. It doesn't need to be. If we go into it with the right mindset and the right planning, the right understanding, it can be a great week. It genuinely can. But anyway, just inquiring, how's it going? How's it hanging? How are you doing with it all? Anyway, I had a really good day yesterday. Very, very busy. I don't mind being busy. Why? Because it distracts me from food. It does. We have to be honest with that. So I was really, really busy yesterday. So that was all good. Didn't eat breakfast. Didn't really have time. Very rarely eat breakfast on a Monday. I tend to eat breakfast 5 mornings a week. Audrey's on Facebook. Good morning. I will do the top 5 on TikTok soon as well. So I tend to eat breakfast 5 days a week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. No, that's 5 now. Sunday. I tend to miss it on a Monday just because after a higher calorie day, and Sundays more often than not is my highest calorie day of the week, my appetite's always pretty controlled because I've still got a good bit of that food in my system from the Sunday. Thank you very much for the gift, guys. You never need to, but it's always appreciated if you send one. Thank you. Yeah, I'm never that, I'm never that hungry. And then, I just miss breakfast. And Monday's always my low. If you watch my weekly weight loss vlog, new weekly weight loss vlog came out yesterday on the old YouTube. If you don't follow me on YouTube, please head over there. I was trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by Easter. I'm at 1,950. So I'm not going to do it. But if you have followed me and subscribed to my YouTube, thank you very much. I do post quite a lot of content over there. There's loads of recipes now. Recipe 29, I think, will be out tomorrow. Worth the Calories will be out Thursday. I'm going to aim to get out Thursday. I'm trying to take kind of Friday off a little bit with it being Good Friday. So there'll be nothing new out today on YouTube. Worth the Calories, new recipe out tomorrow. Worth the Calories will be out Thursday over there. So please, if you don't follow me on YouTube, that'd be amazing if you could nip over there. If you don't follow me on here, why are you not following me? It always means a lot to creators if you drop us a follow, if we help you, because it's not like a pissing contest where it's like who's got the most followers. It doesn't work like that. But the algorithms of a lot of the social media platforms, they kind of favor people with bigger followings. Why do they favor people with bigger followings? Because the bigger the following you've got, the more they can push you, the more they push your content out because they can link advertising to it, and the more money you make them. The more money you make them, the more support they give you, basically. So, it always means a lot. If you don't subscribe to any of my channels, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, I'd always appreciate it. Just jumping over there, quick follow. That'd be great. Right? There we go. So what was that? I don't know what I was talking about. It's like plugging my channels and I've forgotten. Anyway, Mondays. Mondays tend to be my lowest calorie day. And if you watch my weekly weight loss vlog over on YouTube, where I just go through my previous week of how things are going, look at my calories, look at my movement, look at my top 5 things that I've eaten that week. Mondays tend to be my lowest calorie day. So yesterday was no different. I think it was about 1,700 calories yesterday. That was it. And then why do I miss breakfast on a Saturday? I never used to, but I spin on a Saturday. Rachel started coming, and what the habit we've got into now. Rachel started coming. She doesn't come to my spin class. She just goes in the gym. But I'm sort of spinning till about 9. I don't like eating before till about just gone 10. I don't like eating before I do my class anyway. And then when I come out of my class, by the time I've sort of packed all my equipment up and my microphone and this and that, it's just after 10 o'clock. And then we started just killing two birds with one stone and nipping off shopping somewhere. So like last week, Rachel needed she wanted to have a look at Asda at the clothes section. So we nipped to Asda. By the time we got home from Asda, it was gone 11. And then we sort of sorted the dogs out. So we just sort of had like what we call brunch. Like it was just lunch, but we had it about 11:30, 12. So I missed breakfast, but I do have breakfast 5 days a week. Anyway. Does she not find your spin class enjoyable? She just doesn't like spin. It's not my spin class that she doesn't find enjoyable. She's just not a fan of spin. I love spinning. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite form of cardio. But yeah, Rachel's just not a massive. She has been once since to try it. That's not for me. So yeah, so she'll do my class. She just goes in the gym and she likes the Saturdays because my spin class is 45 minutes, but I tend to get in there about 10 to 9, like 20 minutes before it starts. Set my mic up, set the workout up, set everything up. I'm there for if anyone new comes in, and I can just give them a little brief overview of the bikes and stuff. And then, like I say, by the time I've wiped down my bike, packed up all my equipment, so I'm actually in there for about an hour and 15 minutes. So actually gets a really good gym session in because we go for a little bit longer. Yeah, spin isn't for everyone. I love it. You either love it or you hate it. It is proper one of them, but I absolutely love it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite cardio to do in the gym. Right, it's been 8 minutes. Should we do a top 5 on TikTok and let's see who's in? By the way, guys, this is a weight loss live. So if you've got any weight loss questions, that's what I'm here for. Fire them over. If I can answer them, I'll answer them. If you're struggling with anything or anything you just want to discuss, if I can answer them, I'll answer them. Lisa's in at number 1. Good morning. Stefan's in at number 2. Good morning to you, mate. Katie's in at number 3. Morning, boss. Morning, Katie. Denise in at number 4. And Paula is bringing up the rear at number 5. You lovely people. Good morning, good morning, good morning on my top 5 this morning. Lou, good morning. Kelly C, Steph GC, morning, Maureen, morning. Hey up, Chuck, Michael, good morning. James is in, morning, buddy. Faye, good morning. Mr. John Jackson's in, good morning, mate. Already had 3 Easter eggs already. I've been pretty good. I have been pretty good. Obviously, I did the Easter worth of calories on Saturday, so I had a little bit there. Other than that, I've kind of left them alone. I will be tucking in. I will be tucking in over a weekend. Because Easter egg chocolate's just elite. I feel I need one more. And not for greed purposes, because I've got like the M&S biscuity egg, the purple one that they brought out. So that's kind of technically my Easter egg. But I feel like I just need a standard Easter egg. Like a twirl. I love it. Where can I get a toffee crisp? Every time toffee. I love toffee crisp. I absolutely love a toffee crisp. The Nestle chocolate's not the best, is it? So I'll probably go for a standard Cadbury's one. But every time toffee crisp Easter egg, and it's Reese's. And don't get me wrong, I don't dislike Reese's. But I keep getting excited thinking, that's a toffee crisp. I've got to nip to the shops today. It's Rachel's birthday. I need to go in, tomorrow. I need wrapping paper. I need a card. Feel like I need one other. She knows what her present is. She wanted this like shark UV, not UV. I don't know what it is. It's like a shark. Shark ninja. I don't know. She's trying to fight aging or something. I flipping idea. I just grow old gracefully. No Botox in this face, is there? Not happening. Not interested. Anyway. It's like this face mask thing. I don't know. Anyway, I've got that. I feel like because it's just one present, it's bloody expensive. But I feel like I need to get her something like some of the little bits to open. Maybe I don't know. Josie D, good morning. So yeah, I'm going to go on. I'm going to go and do a little bit of shopping. Hannah's in. Good morning, Hannah. Let's see who else is in. Josh is in. Good morning, mate. Oh, you doing all right? Donna, Charles, Journey. Morning. Leslie's in. Oh, Leslie, not seen you for ages. Hope you're doing good. It feels like ages since you've been on and said hello. Hey Neil, on Friday I didn't track at all as we had Chinese, but I did do 20,000 steps. Will that level it? Look, we should never look at like exercise to earn our dinner, right? I know we kind of do, and I do sometimes, but we genuinely shouldn't, right? So because why shouldn't we look at that? Because then we'll get into this habit where I fancy a Chinese, I need to do 20,000 steps. And there's going to be plenty of times where you want to have a Chinese, but you're not going to have the ability, time, or, whatever to do 20,000 steps. I got into a really bad routine with this where I was like, if I was having a night out or going out for a meal or something like that, I was like, I've got to go to the gym and train for a couple of hours. And it do, and then there'd be a time where got an all day wedding. You got to be at the church at 11. Gym doesn't open till 8, and I'm like, God, by the time I get to the gym at 8, I might finish at 9:30, fly home, get showered, change. Rachel's stressing, but then I wouldn't go to them. Then I'm stressing all day because I've not been to the gym and I'm drinking and I'm eating. It's just we just shouldn't have that association. Like we're not. I always say this: we're not hamsters in a wheel trying to entertain people. And then if we run around a wheel for an hour, we'll get a pot of food at the end of it. It just shouldn't work like that and at the end of the day, if you start looking at this is X amount of calories, this is will my exercise counterbalance it? Look, it's all about overall calories, right? That's what it's about. We burn a certain amount of calories a day, certain amount of calories a week. I always recommend looking at your calories. You can look at them daily if you want to. It's down to you. You don't have to follow my advice, right? But I always recommend you look at your calories weekly and see your daily calories as an average. Some days you'll eat less, some days you'll eat more. You can look at your calories fortnightly. You can look at them monthly. You could go, if you've got 14,000 calories a week, you could say, well, I try and stick to an amount of calories over 4 weeks, which is 56,000, right? You could say, I just do 2,000 calories every single day. I do 14,000 calories a week. I do 28,000 calories over 2. I think if you start going into 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it gets way too complicated. Just think, stick to a week, right? A week gives you a lot more flexibility and freedom than looking at sticking to a set daily amount, but it gives you a nice little boundary to kind of work in. So that's what I recommend. Some days you'll eat a bit less, some days you can eat a bit more. The important thing is you stick to your calories over a week as best as you can. So 14,000 calories over a week. So, if you're having a Chinese on a Friday night, you might, if your daily average calories are 2,000, you might eat 1,700 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Right? That means you've banked 1,200 calories from your normal calories. If you then have 3,000 calories on a Friday night or a Friday, you've just used some of your used calories, and then you go back to just having your 2,000. And that's how I'd always look at food. I wouldn't look at, can I counterbalance a higher calorie meal or a more calorie dense meal with doing loads of movement? Now, don't get me wrong. Look, Nina, I'm not trying to piss on your chips here. Will 20,000 steps counterbalance a Chinese? No. It depends how much you weigh. It depends how much but if I did 20,000 steps, right, which for me would be about 2.5 hours walking, right, I would probably burn maybe 600-700 calories, right? If I have a Chinese, like 600-700 calories is your portion of fried rice. Yeah. So again, I'm not trying to give you food guilt here. I'm trying to say you shouldn't have food guilt because you shouldn't be looking at will this amount of movement earn me my food. No, I've just been to the gym this morning. I've done a 20-minute core session, which doesn't burn that many calories. And I've done 20 minutes on the cross trainer. I've burnt about 250 calories, if that, right? Because I didn't actually push it that hard this morning, all right? Because I was a bit tired. But I've done my bit, but I probably burnt maybe 200. I've done 40 minutes in the gym. I might have done 200 calories. I'm going to have a yogurt bowl in a minute that's nearly 500. So I'd have to do, what I've done this morning in the gym in 40 minutes. I'd have to do that another 2.5 times just to pay for my yogurt bowl. It doesn't work like that. We should never have that comparison. So Nina, in future, stop looking at it like that, right? When you're having a Chinese, track it, right? Track what you're eating. Unless you've made the conscious decision because you're having a little weight loss break for whatever reason, it might be your birthday. We don't track calories on our birthday. There's no need, right? It's a day off, yeah? Or you might be having a big weekend out. You track your calories Monday to Friday. You might be like, I'm just not going to track. I'm going to track my calories Monday to Friday, bank my calories, keep it as normal. But Saturday, Sunday, I'm not going to bother, right? Or you might be going on holiday for a week, But other than that, if there's no reason, track your calories. Now, a lot of people might not track a Chinese because they don't know how to track it. Use Nutracheck. It's got an eating out section, takeaway section in Nutracheck as all standard Chinese dishes, right? Now, don't get me wrong, you might be like, well, I had Kung Pao chicken, right? Well, just track it as sweet and sour chicken. Kung Pao chicken is sweet and sour chicken. It's just in a sweet, spicy sauce rather than in a sweet and sour sauce. Calories will be virtually the same, right? So just pick a like for like comparison. You know, it'll have a sweet and sour dish in there. It'll have a chow mein dish in there. It'll have and just, you know, if you have chicken chow mein and king prawn chow mein, calories are roughly the same. Just pick what you pick. Yeah. So stop looking at exercise as trying to, because it'll do you nothing. Because when you actually realize the realization of it, you know, the biggest, you know, your metabolism, right, throughout the day, you know, like I burn 2,500 calories a day. That's my metabolism. That's the calories I burn on a day-to-day basis to survive, basically. My brain function, my heart function, growing new skin, all that sort of stuff, right? Growing hair, that's my metabolism. I burn about 100 calories an hour, just over 100 calories an hour. And, you know, so in if I went on a 3-hour walk, I burn 300 calories in my metabolism, and then I might burn 600 calories from walking. It's 900 calories. It's a Big Mac meal. But if you start thinking, God, I have to walk for 3 hours and include my metabolism just a bit, it'll do you nothing. But it don't work like that, because you know, the last thing I ate last night was a protein bar at 9 o'clock at night, right? I've not eaten this morning yet. I will be doing after this live. So I'm going to have gone 12 hours without eating. In those 12 hours, I've burned at least 100 calories an hour through my metabolism. And I've been to the gym. So in 12 hours, I've burnt 1,200 calories. I've burnt 1,200 calories, right? So we should be having longer periods of time without eating where we are eating, right? And we will do. Even if you're morbidly obese, you don't eat for 24. You might feel like it, but you don't, right? And your metabolism's your biggest calorie burn. So it's about your overall calories. So track your Chinese. Yeah, if you're doing a lot of steps, we'll include that in, you know, again, we look at our weekly calorie burn. Your weekly calorie burn includes your metabolism. So I burn 2,500 calories a day, times that by 7. So my metabolism is 17,500 calories a week, right? I then average about 12,000 steps a day, which burns about 500 calories, say, a day, maybe a little bit less, 450, 500 calories. So that's 3,500 calories a week. So with my metabolism and my steps, I burn 21,000 calories a week. I then go to the gym 6 times a week. Today was a bit rubbish, but normally in the gym, I burn about 350 to 400 calories, right? So times that by 6, that's another 2.5. So I burn like 23,500 calories a week. That is my overall calorie burn. My deficit that I put myself in, my allowance that I give myself is 18,000 calories a week. So I burn 23,500, I burn 18. So, and then, so I'm in a 5,500 calorie deficit a week. Since Christmas, I've actually been in a 7,000 calorie deficit a week, because my movement's been really, really good. And I've been quite a bit under my calories most weeks, because I've averaged about £2 a week fat loss. That's massively slowed down the last few weeks. Life's got a bit hectic, and I've not been as on it as that. But yeah, that's the way it works. So that's how you should look at your food and your movement. Just look at your overall calorie burn, and your overall calorie burn includes your metabolism, it includes your steps, it includes any exercise you might do, and then look at and then give yourself a calorie allowance from that. And then, but you've got to track. Because you wouldn't be asking yourself those questions. If you knew your weekly calorie burn, you tracked your calories Monday to Sunday last week, you've got the answer, right? Yeah, I might have had a 1,500 calorie Chinese on Friday night, but I burned 17,500 calories last week. Overall for the week, I ate 14,000 calories. I'm in a 3,500 calorie deficit. So even though I enjoyed a really nice Chinese on Friday night, I still lost one of these. Right? That's it. Yeah. So consistency is king. Consistency isn't about, consistency. In fact, I'm doing a weight loss coaching live. If you join my community, £5 for your first month using code WELCOME, or sign up to my one-to-one plan within the next couple of hours, you can come and watch my next live, which is at 11 a.m. Now, that live is saved back to the community. So if you can't make the 11 a.m. live, you can watch it this afternoon. You can watch it tonight. Back on the Facebook page. I'm actually talking today about how to be consistent, right? How, and I'm not talking about what you need. So to be consistent on a weight loss journey, you need to be tracking your calories. not 4 days a week, not 5 days a week, 7 days a week, right? More often than not, right? So consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about doing what we need to do more often than not. And what we need to do is we need to put the package together more often than not. So we need to track our calories. And like I say, we track our calories 7 days a week, not 3 days a week, not 4 days a week, not 5 days a week. If we track 7 days a week, we don't have holes. We don't have missing a Chinese on a Friday night, missing that Mackey's breakfast or that Starbucks on a Tuesday morning. You need to be as accurate as you can be. You're always going to miss the odd thing. It will happen, or you'll have to guesstimate the odd thing. We're never going to be absolutely 100% bang on it. Data shows that most people are roughly about 10% out. That's all right, because I give my clients a 10% buffer, so it covers that. We're about 10% out, but you need to be consistent, right? Again, but the way I get my clients, you guys, even if you just follow me when I talk about it, but the way I get my clients to look at their calories, it allows them to be consistent, right? Steps, again, you need to be consistent. Now, we always work to averages. Some days you'll do 5,000, 6,000 steps. Some days you might do 15,000 steps. It doesn't matter. But you need to be consistent. You need to do what we need to do more often than not. Stephen, good morning on Facebook. We need to do what we need to do more often than not, right? And steps. I think steps is easier to be consistent than tracking calories because, like I say, sticking to your calories is the same as steps. I think sticking to your calories should be relatively straightforward. You set your plan out, you plan your eating, you stick to a calorie structure. Again, this is what I give my one-to-one clients. You give yourself some food freedom. We have a few less calories during the week, a few more calories at the weekend, nice bit of flexibility and freedom. But actual getting that data in is the key part to it, right? Steps, yeah, more often than not, got to nail those steps. 10,000, you shouldn't look at your steps as doing 10,000 steps a day. Look at it as doing 70,000 steps over a week. Some days you'll do less, some days you'll do more. If you do 10,000 steps every day, fine, right? If some days you do 8,000 and you counterbalance that with other days where you do 12,000, equally as good. Doesn't matter. Just get them done. And we try and hit our step target more often than not. You're always going to get the odd week where you might be laid up with a cold, catch COVID, twist your ankle a little bit, your knees being a bit of a knob. You're always going to get that every now and then, but it should be every now and then. It shouldn't be a constant thing. Yeah. Exercise, again, it's up to you whether you do it or not. I'd like everyone, whether you're trying to lose weight or not, everyone should exercise twice a week minimum, right? Exercise twice a week and 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour. If you can do any more than that, 3 times a week, it's just a bonus. Why do we exercise twice a week? For weight loss? No, physical, mental health, right? And if your physical and mental health is good, it makes weight loss easier. It's like a knock-on effect. I call it the domino effect. You push a domino, if you've got 10 dominoes lined up, you push one, it has a knock-on effect, doesn't it? And, directly exercise has a minimal effect on weight loss. Indirectly, it can have a massive effect. If your mental health is decent, it really helps with that emotional eating, right? If your mental health is good most of the time, there isn't any emotional eating, or it's limited. If your physical health is good, right? Again, if your physical health is good, it makes your mental health better, but it makes you fitter. It makes you feel better. It makes you less tired, gives you more energy. All these things will help control your appetite, right? If you're unfit and unhealthy, the thought of doing 10,000 steps a day, right? And you can break those steps up. You can do, 3, 4, 5, 20-minute little blasts, whether you're walking to the toilet at work, whether you're walking around Tesco, whether you're going for a specific walk with the dog or whatever, steps are steps, it all counts. But, if you're physically fitter and healthier, then, the thought of going out for a 30-minute walk isn't daunting, right? It's just, I've got to go do a 30, it's just part of your lifestyle. Whereas if you're unfit and unhealthy, to go and do a 30-minute walk, which will tick over 3,000-4,000 steps, can be quite overwhelming. But the fitter and healthier you get, the less it will be. Right, so there's a massive knock-on effect, yeah? Let me go do some more comments and some more good mornings. Anna, good morning. I'm with Rachel on that one. Yeah, it's like anything. There's how do you be consistent with exercise? So this is what this is what I'm talking about today. About how to be consistent. So it's not I'm going to briefly cover what you need to do to be consistent on a weight loss journey, but how do you do that? And one thing I'm going to talk about is that why am I so consistent with going to the gym? Because I love it. And that's a big part of consistency. If you enjoy, I never have an issue with being consistent at enjoying a regular pizza because I flipping love eating pizza. It's never like, oh God, I'm letting myself down at the moment. I've not had a pizza for 10 weeks. Never happens. I've never said it. Right? It never happens. Yeah. If everyone says, right, Neil, you need to be consistent eating at least one pizza a week for the rest of your life. Sound. Absolutely. I will tick that off left, right, and center. Right? Now, too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing. So if I start eating pizza every day, right, you might get fed up and bored of it. Don't know if I ever would, but you never know. But for me to eat, because I love eating pizza, right, to do it once a week, more than achievable. I can fit it in with my calories as well. No issues at all. Right? Now, someone said to me, Neil, you need to go to the gym and walk on a treadmill for 1 solid hour once a week. I'd struggle with it. Why? Because it absolutely does my nutting. I find it as boring as anything. Right? I don't think I've been on a treadmill in 2025, and I'm not planning on going on one. Very, very occasionally. I mean, I might have been, but very, very occasionally. But I enjoy doing the cross trainer in the gym. So I'm really considered. I go on the cross trainer 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week normally, because I enjoy it. I like jumping on the cross trainer at the gym. Yeah. I enjoy the movement. I find I can be quite intense with it, and it doesn't put any stress through my joints. And I can watch a bit of YouTube while I'm on there quite easily. I can have a game of Sudoku while I'm on there quite easily. Love it. I enjoy it. Right. So I'm consistent with it, Anyway, I'm going to talk about consistency this afternoon. Someone's just signed up to the community. Thank you very much for signing up as part of my community. Sign up. I will mention your first name. I will not mention your last name just for privacy. Charlotte, thank you. I said your last name then. Charlotte, if you're on, follow me on TikTok or YouTube or Facebook. Thank you very much for joining the community. Like I say, it's £5 for your first month using code WELCOME. You'll not fit a Domino pizza in your calories. Easy. Yeah, of course I will. I won't fit a Domino's pizza in because I don't like Domino's. I think it's rubbish, but I fit a Papa John's in. It's 2,000 calories, right? Anyone, I don't care who you are, right? I can get you to fit a Domino's pizza into your calories, right? Now, don't get me wrong. You said Domino's pizza. If you want to fit a large pepperoni passion in, and you only have 1,500 calories a day, you'll fit a pizza in. Will you fit the full? No. Right, but if you only burn 1,500 if I've got you on 1,500 calories a day, that means you only burn 2,000 calories a day. You don't need 3,000 calories of Domino's pizza. You don't. What you eat, the amount of calories you eat, should be relative to what you burn, right? And if you're sat there now and you burn 2,000 calories a day and you want to eat an 1,800 calorie Domino's pizza, then get off your bum a bit more. Let's increase your calorie burn, right? And then you'll fit it in. Right, I'm telling you now, right? Yes, you will definitely fit a Domino's pizza in, and I'll show you how. Right, all my one-to-one clients with their calorie structure will tell me now that they can fit in, especially if they work to my step progression plan that I give them. They can fit in once a week, maybe more, depending on what your calories are. Once a week, a food that they love, whether that's a Five Guys, whether it's a Domino's, whether it's a Mackey's, whether it's a Chinese. You'll get one in. Because it's my philosophy around you might call it flexible dieting. You will get one in, guarantee it. Right? Anyone that's on my one-to-one plan now, if you want an 1,800 calorie Domino pizza and you don't know how to fit it in, message me and I'll give you a calorie structure. Maybe not this week because it's Tuesday, we're already started. I'll give you calorie structure for next week, calorie structure for a week after. I'll adjust your current calorie structure, how you can fit that 1,800 calorie Domino's pizza into your calories. No problem. No problem. I like a challenge. Are you likely to lose weight calorie counting and exercising? Yeah, absolutely are. Exercising, you can, it's not about are you likely to lose weight calorie counting and not actually exercising. Not just calorie counting. Any weight loss method that you use, you can lose. You just need to go into a calorie deficit. You need to consume less calories than you burn. If you go to the gym now twice a week for an hour, and your watch is telling you burn 600-700 calories when you're in the gym, right? It's lying to you. They're very optimistic of watches, right, when it comes to calories burn. They're good for accountability, so you can learn, like, if I do a 45-minute weight session, my watch says I burn 500 calories. Whether I burn 500 calories or not, it's good for accountability, because if that's my average and I go to the gym and I do a 45-minute weight session and I burn 350 calories, I know I've been a lazy sod, right? If I go to the gym and I know I do a 45-minute weight session and I burn 600 calories, I know I've put the effort in. I've really worked hard, right? So it's good for accountability, but actual calories burned, don't even look at them for that, right? Yeah, absolutely. I would say 75% of my clients don't do regular exercise. And it depends what you class as exercise. Again, for some people, I don't class going, I'm going to take the dogs out for a walk this morning. So it doesn't look like it at the moment. I've got two cockapoos in here, both absolutely flat out, fast asleep. But I'm going to take them out for a walk this morning, and I don't really class that as exercise. It's a bit stop-start, and I don't get my heart rate high enough to class it as exercise. Whereas someone that's unfit and unhealthy, if they did a 15-minute walk, it probably would be exercise. So, it depends what you class as exercise. But a lot of people class exercising as going to a gym or doing a fitness class. Can you? Yeah, absolutely. I say 75% of my clients don't do specific exercise. And my clients in the last 4 years have lost over 15,000 pounds of body fat combined. Yeah. So if you want to know how to do that, come get signed up. Half price sign up at the moment. It's just 15 quid to jump on my one-to-one plan. 15 quid. What have you wasted £15 on in the last 10 days? And you could have signed up to my one-to-one plan. 15 quid to sign up. That will be running all this week, all next week. A week on Sunday, it is ending. So yeah, a week on Sunday. The last week of April going into May, I am not taking on any one-to-one clients because I'm not here. I'm away from the Friday, so I'm not cramming in writing plans up. So my next start date is the 21st of April. My next start date after that is the 28th. 21st of 28th of April. The next day after that will be Bank Holiday May, which I think is the second is the 5th of May. There's no start date then because I'm not here the week before to write plans up. So it'll be the 12th of May after that, but you won't get the deal if you're going to start on the 12th of May. All right. Morning, I've just resumed my subscription to the community. Do I need to do anything to get access to the Facebook group again, or will you add me back in? Thanks, Lauren. I'll need to, if I've removed you from the Facebook community because you've left, I'll need to add you back in. You'll need to add yourself to the. You'll need to add yourself to the Facebook group, and I'll accept you in. Lauren, just you've got, if you've signed up, you've got my WhatsApp. Just WhatsApp me and just let me know you've resumed, because I've not had a notification to say it's been resumed. You should have my WhatsApp. Just WhatsApp me to let me know you've been resumed. And if you want if you've just resumed because you've paused it in the past, and you want to like a new calorie calculation, just WhatsApp me or email me, and I'll resend you the sign up confirmation sheet with the links in and everything like that. All right, just WhatsApp me or email me. Yeah, you can email me info@thereallostboss.com, or you should have my WhatsApp. Just drop me a quick WhatsApp and I'll send you all the bits and pieces. All right, to get you back in. And thank you for resuming and coming back into the community. Right, let's go through. I've gained so much knowledge by joining your lives. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much for the positive feedback as always. Always means a lot. And and all I do on these lives, I just waffle on. Right, I don't have any. I don't come on these lives when I do my weight loss live, coaching lives in the community. I do pick a specific topic and talk about something. When we do the everything weight loss sessions on the Zoom sessions on a Wednesday, on the Wednesday, I don't talk about specific topics, but we do kind of go down the route of, if people come and ask me questions, I'll talk a bit more specific. But these lives here, they're never planned. I just sort of waffle on, and if you come and ask me a question, I'll answer it, or I'll just go on about my own thing. But that's what I hope with these lives. You just kind of, I just kind of, what is it? What's the word? Yeah, I just kind of, waffle on about different topics, and hopefully some of the stuff I talk about will resonate with you, and you'll learn different bits and pieces. Total burn resting 2,170 calories. Do you burn calories when resting? Yeah, that is rest. If you're resting calories, Stevens, 2,170. That's not your resting. I've given you your calorie breakdown. If you're taking that from an app or a watch, unless that's what I've given you. So your resting calories is basically your metabolism. Stephen is part of my community, so he's had a full calorie breakdown from me. So if you go through your full calorie breakdowns, Stephen, so your metabolism, because I've given it, is 2,221 calories a day. I've worked that out. If you've took 2,170, we're pretty even, aren't we? To be honest with you, resting calories on certain devices will be pretty decent. Or if you're using like a Renpho scales, and it'll tell you your metabolism, because we all tend to use the Harris Benedict formula for working out metabolism. It's about as accurate as you're going to get. So it's going to be a little bit of a guesstimation. So those resting calories, but that if you look at your calorie breakdown, Stephen, that is your metabolism. Resting calories is metabolism. So your metabolism is the calories you burn at rest to survive. Brain function, heart function, lungs taking oxygen into your body, getting, heat, the body heating itself up, the body cooling itself down, so sweating, shivering, hair growth, skin growth is all classed as your metabolism, right? Your digestive system. You do have a thermic effect of food. The thermic effect of food is the calories that we use to get food to go from our stomach into our small intestine. But food moving through the small intestine, being absorbed into the body, and then any waste going from small intestine to large intestine to bowel and going that way, or water being filtered through your kidneys into your bladder and then going out as a number one, that's all metabolism. Right, that's all metabolism as well. I use the Renpho scales. I found them the best, and I've tried loads. Highly recommend. They're amazing. I've had my set of Renpho scales since 2020. They cost me 20 quid. If you wait till Prime Day, which will be July, they're still like 20, 25 quid. Always if you go on Renpho, if you go on Amazon, and then the same price off Amazon, Renpho's got its own Amazon store, as if you buy them off the website. If you go on Amazon, you'll see a picture of Renpho scales with a phone. And those are the Bluetooth Renpho scales that connect to the app. That's the one you want. So you get on the scales, it'll give you your weight, then it'll do the zero thing, and then that's the little, because they're biometric impedance, that's the little pulse going into your body. It is just a rough guesstimate. You've got to take it with a ballpark figure. It will give you a little breakdown of things like subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, water in the body, fat-free mass, all this kind of muscle mass. You take that with a pinch of salt. It's not that accurate. It won't be a million miles away, but it's not that accurate. But it's a good little reference tool to look at. But yeah, Renpho scales are fantastic. They're not expensive anyway. They're like 30 quid. Full price. I think they might be a bit dear, and I've not looked for a bit. But yeah, I've had mine since 2020. They work as good today as they did. So I've had them 5 years. Really, really good. All right, it's just what my smartwatch logs or something. I tend not to pay attention to that, to be honest. I follow what you're giving. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, so your smartwatch resting calories. It depends what smartwatch you're using. Apple Watch, pretty decent. Garmin, decent. At being quite accurate, I've got them scales you use. Thanks for recommending them. They are very, very good. And they're easy for logging your weight because you get on, it just pings it to your app. If you're on plan with me when you check it in, you can just screenshot your Renpho scales, send them over. Some people also have the Renpho measuring tape. That links to the app as well. So the Renpho measuring tape's like a loop, and you put your arm in and just tighten it up and press it, and then that'll ping to your app as well. So they are good. I have the Renpho food scales as well. They're just normal kitchen scales. I don't use any of the features on there, but they're decent, Right, let me scan down. 1-to-1 is £15 sign up when it's off price. Yes, so at the moment it's 15 quid to sign up to the 1-to-1 plan, and then it's £29.99 a month after that, right? And that's your monthly subscription. And your monthly subscription covers your regular check-ins with me, your 24/7 WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp me 24/7, and it covers your membership in the community. So I charge $9.99 for my community membership. So basically, if you do the one-to-one, you get it's $9.99 of that goes to being in the community where we do the Zoom sessions, we've got a WhatsApp community, the Facebook group, and then the extra 20 quid is literally fortnightly check-ins with me and access to my WhatsApp 24/7. It's $29.99. It is absolutely. It is just. Don't get me wrong. I know finances are all relative to the individual, but for a coaching plan, it is absolutely cheap as chips. It was always my mission. When I was a one-to-one personal trainer, one of my bugbears of being a one-to-one personal trainer was my time was limited to so many hours a week, 30, 40 hours a week. And because of that, you had to charge quite a hefty fee for personal training. And not many people could afford it, right? So, I'm doing 35 hours a week. I wanted to earn £1,000 a week, right? So I have to divide, I'm doing 35 hours personal training a week and I want to earn £1,000 a week. As someone that is self-employed, right, I needed to earn that minimum to make it worth my while, because you might be saying, £1,000 a week, that's a great wage. It is, but I don't get paid holidays. I'm not sat there opening presents on Christmas Day getting paid when you booked your annual leave. If I'm ill, I don't get paid. My car breaks down on the way to work and I lose 3 sessions. I don't get paid, right? So I was like, I want to earn £1,000 a week minimum. So I've got to divide that. So I charge £30 a session, which 30 times £30 times 35 was like, yeah, that covered it, But obviously that's about, and my clients have to do a minimum 2 sessions a week. Yeah, so that's £60 a week. A lot of people have got £240 a month disposable income to pay on personal training. And I had the amount of people that I really wanted to work with, that I really wanted to help. And their boundary was, I can't afford it. And I was like, fair enough, I get it, but I can't do it any cheaper than that. It just is what it is. So when I started online coaching, I was like, can I devise it and do it a way where it's just accessible to everybody, right? Money doesn't need to be a boundary. If you can afford to go to Slimming World, you can afford one-to-one coaching with me. And that's kind of what I do. So a lot of my time is shared between my community. So you all contribute to my community, right? And then my plan is that good, and I'm going to blow my own trumpet because it is, that it's that thorough and that good and that straightforward to follow. And I've kept it really simple. I don't need to dedicate hours of time to each individual client. So I've got like 150 active clients. Probably at any one time, only 30 to 40 of those need extra help. So I can dedicate time to them, because everyone else is just following the plan, getting the results, everything's tickety-boo. Now, some people at the moment that might be struggling, eventually they'll get to a point where they're not struggling and they're just plain sailing. And someone that's plain sailing now might get to a point where they're struggling a little bit. So, yeah, it's just the way it's worked out. So I can charge £30 a month because I'm able to work with a lot of people. Whereas personal training, I was limited, minimum 2 sessions a week, right? I did have some clients that had 3-4 sessions a week, but minimum 2 sessions a week. I'm limited to working with 15 people, maybe 10 to 15 people. That's it. Whereas the way I've devised my one-to-one, I can work my community membership. I can have 1,000 people in the community, because what I do in the community is it goes out to everybody. I always describe the community as a bit like, if you were going to get a bus, right? If you're going to hire a coach from Manchester to London and it's 500 quid, right? 50-seater coach is 500 quid. If one person's on that coach, it costs you £500. If you put another 49 people on that coach, it costs you £10 each. But you all get to the same destination. Whether there's one person on the bus or 50 people on the bus, you will get from Manchester to London. Except one person on the bus, it's 500 quid. 50 people on the bus, it's a tenner each. Same destination. And that's kind of what my community is. So it's kind of, I'm doing a weight loss coaching live. I've got over 400 people in my community. And, 15 people might jump onto the live today. But then when I watch the analytics, it might be watched 200 times over the week. Right. But, I'm going to do a weight loss coaching live today at 11. 1,000 people could sign into that, and you're getting the same information. Does that kind of make sense? So same with the Weight Loss Coach Live, same with the Zoom sessions, right? So you're all getting my help, but you're all splitting it up a little bit. Does that, you're all sort of sharing the payment? Does that kind of make sense? But yeah, with the one-to-one, I've always, and it is too cheap. I know it's really cheap for what I offer. And I've got other friends that are coaches, and they're just like, but I'm like, it is what it is. I've set it up in a way that it's set up, and it just works. So you get one-to-one coaching for $29.99 a month. If you break that down, it's £1 a day, like £1 a day, right? And I get to help a lot of people, which does drive me on as well. It's one of my big sort of, I love teaching group fitness. I would, if I could have made the same money doing group fitness, like my spin class that I do on a Saturday morning, if I could have made the same money doing that as I could have doing personal training, I would have done. I got such a buzz. I love it. I love doing my spin class on a Saturday morning, and there's like 15, 20 people in the room, and they're all following your advice. They're all getting fitter. They're all getting healthier. They're all enjoying your class. I get good feedback from what's been. I get a buzz out of it. And again, that was another reason for setting up my coaching. I don't know why. I need my chin tickling a little bit. I just get a buzz when I get a lot, when I'm doing 30, 40, 50 check-ins on a Friday and I'm seeing all these results come in, it kind of adds to the buzzing. It's like, it builds me up. And I do, and I just enjoy it. I enjoy working with, the more people I work with, the more I enjoy it. I find it quite isolating just working one-to-one. So it's good. So anyway, if you want to come and join the one-to-one plan, see what it's all about, it's £15. Sign up. $29.99 a month. If you sign up now, you will start on the 21st of April, and your first subscription will go out at the end of the month. If you sign up past halfway point of the month, I'd just do your subscription at the last day of the month, right? So technically, when you sign up, your subscription should start on the day you start on plan. So your sign up covers your plan and your ebook and gets your booked in and everything like that. And then your subscription starts the day you start the plan. That's what you. But anyone that signs up now, you'll start on Monday, but your first subscription will go out 2 weeks on Wednesday. It'll go out on the 30th of April, last day of the month, right? And then and yeah, there you go, $29.99 a month. All right. So if you want to come and sign up, TikTok, if you're in TikTok, go into my profile, click on my link tree. You can't miss it. There's one link tree. It just says linktree/Real Lost Boss. Click on that. First tab of my link tree is an inquiry form, so you can send that over, and I'll send you directly all the details. You can sign up. Yeah. I'll send you, and you can sign up through the email, or you can just go into my link tree, and there's a link just to go to the one-to-one plan. All the details are in there. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, same thing. My link tree is on my Facebook page. It's on my YouTube page. Just go and find it. Again, send over an inquiry from me if you want to. Yeah. How much a month? £29.99. £30 a month. And don't get me wrong. I know there's people out there that are, sign up to my app. You get your calories. You get this, and it's £10 a month. You get one-to-one coaching with me. I don't have any other coaches. I don't have any other people working for me. You get me. If you WhatsApp me, you get me. You don't get assigned to some, other coach that's getting paid, a couple £100 a week. That's just, generic. Does it? You get me. And that'll. It used to be me and Rachel, my wife. So she used to do the back. She was my admin and emails and this, that, and the other. But Rachel's gone back into full time. So it's just me. That's it, right? You get me. So you're not messaging through an app. You're not messaging other people. Don't get me wrong, I have looked at getting apps, and I know there's other people that do apps, but most people that do apps, they just use a template over an app, right? So there's a lady that comes on here and she sits there doing all people's calorie calculations and goes, my app's the best, and this. She just uses an app called Fitbud. That's all it is. It's generic. It's £80 a month. It's cheap. It's rubbish. Right, and she just puts her logo over the top of it, and everyone thinks they're getting this dedicated app, but it's not. It's just a generic £80 a month app that I could set it up now in an hour. Right, I can go on and you'll just put my logo in there, and it's got a calorie tracker on there, and it's got a calorie calculator on there, and it's got it's 80 quid a month. I could set it up now. I could charge you £12 a month to go on it, right? And it's just absolutely as pants as it could be, right? Because I know I've looked into it, and I'm just like, I couldn't charge people 10 quid a month for that, because you might as well just come into my community, Facebook page, WhatsApp, me monitoring it. There's no point me paying £80 a month for a crap app, and use NutriCheck, which is £5 a month if you pay for it monthly, or £4 a month. If you pay for it for a year, it's £25.99 to sign up, So, and if I wanted a dedicated app to display what I do as coaching in the community on an app, it costs hundreds of thousands of pounds. It costs a fortune. I'd love to have one, but I haven't got the money to invest in it. I haven't. I'm not big enough, and I never will be. So there you go, Although if you're only part of the community plan, can we still message you on WhatsApp if we really need to? Only through the WhatsApp Q&A group. Because at $9.99 a month, I can't dedicate individual time to clients. I can't at £10 a month. It's it works out at like 30 pence a day, right? So I just can't. I can't. Is it 30p a day? It might be more. I don't know. I've not done the maths properly. But anyway, I can't dedicate individual time. I'm willing to do that if you pay $29.99 a month. So but you can get into, and why I say do the WhatsApp Q&A group, and you'll all have my WhatsApp when you're in the community. So you just tag me. So just tag me and ask the question in there, because again, it's about splitting it up. If you're struggling with anything and you ask me the question in the WhatsApp group and I answer it, someone else in the community will read the answer, right? And that will help them, because they'll probably have the same issue that you've got. So again, you're spreading the money out. Now, you might be there going, well, what I need to ask you is quite personal. That's fine. Well, that's what the one-to-one's for. If you need very personal, direct help, then it's £20 a month. It's only another 20 quid a month on top of the tenner to get it. And I don't think that's unreasonable. So if you are just in the community, which is $9.99 a month, you can come onto the weight loss coaching lives. You can come onto the Zoom sessions. The Zoom session, you don't have to, but you can come on video chat with me and talk to me directly. Right, Neil, I've been in the community for a month. Everyone's dead for it. Honestly, I know it might seem a bit overwhelming. It might be a bit daunting. It's not. It is the nicest, most loveliest place to be. There's no judgment. There's no nothing. It's amazing, because if I get any, it's fully moderated is the community. It's amazing. So come on the Zoom, say that, and spend 20 minutes chatting to me. Right. I've been in the community for 6 weeks now, and I'm struggling with this, this, and this. Can you help me? Yes, Stephen. Right. Let's get into the nitty gritty of it. Right. Number one, what are you struggling with? And you can directly chat to me, right? For your $9.99 a month, for 10 quid a month, you can directly come and talk to a coach one-to-one and ask any questions, So, that's why I just think it's really cheap. It is, there's not many people that do that for a tenner a month, So you can talk to me through the Zoom session. We do that every week. You can talk to me through the weight loss coaching lives. We do those 2 a week, 1 week, 1 a week the following week. You can go into the WhatsApp Q&A weight loss group. Tag me as much as you can. I'm not saying it, and if I miss it, tag me again, right? Tag me again, right? Or anyone that's in the one-to-one, I'm more than happy for you to drop me a message and go, yeah, such and such has asked a question in the community, right? But again, if you ask any questions in the community, there's that many community members and members that have been with me for years. Someone else might pop up and answer it, But if you message me, if you tag me WhatsApp Q, please don't think you're hassling me. You're not, right? Because if I miss it, and I do, I'm only human, just ask it again. Hi, Neil, I asked you a question earlier. Can you I will ping it. You're better off asking me in the community in the evening, and at like 6 between 6 and 7, because that's when I'm on the sofa, I'm having my tea. And trust me, I don't mind you message me in that, right? But during the day, if I'm recording content, my phone's in do not disturb mode. So I don't get the notification because I'm recording content. I don't want to be disturbed. So, but again, just chase me if that makes sense. So now, if you're in the community already, it will be 21st month and $29.99. That's but no. If you're in the community already, it will be 15 quid. It'll still be a 15 quid sign up, and then we'll just look at when your community subscription goes out. And we just, yeah. So if you've, so like, for example, if you're in the community now and you've paid £9.99 already in April, right? You'll pay 15 quid to sign up. And then at the end of April, I'll just charge you 20 quid because you've already paid £9.99 to be in the community. So I'll just deduct that off, right? If your community is due to go out next week, then I'll just pause it. If you sign up today, I'll just stop it, right? And then you'll pay £29.99 at the end of the month. So I'll work it out for you. You'll never miss out. And then it'll be £29.99 a month after that. Yeah. So, right, let me scan down. I know there's lots of questions going on. What's the difference between yourself and Team RH, who are $7.99 per month? You get me. You get me. That's the difference. Right? I've never done Team RH, but you're not messaging through an app where there might be 10 coaches that'll pick it up and they don't know you. Right? So it's literally like, Team RH has got thousands of members. And the guy that runs it, he's done it for years and years and years. He's got 1 million Facebook followers. He's got this, that, and the other. He has thousands of members. You're just a number in the system, right? And it will be like that. And because you're paying $7.99 a month, this is where people need a bit of a reality check with things. And I do see people, I've never done Team RH, and I'm not saying I like that guy's delivery. He just comes across as a bit, but it's what he does and it works for him. It's just his, I know full well, if you met him in the street, he would not be what he is on social media. On social media, it's his gimmick and it gets his attention. It's what's built up his 500,000 following. James Smith was the same when he come on. Everyone called him the Gordon Ramsay of fitness, and it's just worked for him, and it is what it is. And some people like his blunt delivery, some people don't. I personally am not a massive fan, but I guarantee if I met him down the pub for a pint, he'll be totally different, and he's probably an all right guy, right? But you are a number. If you're paying $7.99 for something, you're a number in a system, right? Now you might be like, well, you're only $9.99. Yeah, but there's me, and I've got 400 members. Team RH will have thousands of members. You won't have a flipping clue. And don't get me wrong, if someone tags them on social media that's got a pretty this is what I've noticed with Team RH. If someone's got a pretty decent following on social media, like 20, 30, 40,000 followers, they sign up and they point out the service is rubbish, they'll get a personal response because they've got a following, right? Dave that's done Team RH, that's got 20 followers on TikTok, that comes on and goes, it was rubbish, they'll just be like, you're just another one through the system. But you will get out of it what you put in. Like anyone. And I saw him respond to someone the other day and they'd slag the company off because they're using the app, right? They can, and you log your calories through their app and you log your movement through their app. They can literally go on and go, you're slagging my system off. You've not logged anything since October. So you've cancelled it in March and said it's not worked. And I agree with that. And, look, if you're not, you can't slag something off if you're not willing to put the effort in. I'm there every Friday for you when you're doing your check-in. If you don't check in with me, what am I meant to do? Right? Again, if you want me to charge £200 a month, I'll only work with 15 clients. And if you don't check in, I'll message you. Why are you not checking in? What's going on? Where's your details? I can't do that, but I charge $29.99 a month. So, in some ways, but, you get me. If you in the community, like I say, you get a Zoom with me every week. You might get a Zoom with the guy that owns Team RH. I don't know. And if that's the case and it's $7.99, go for it. Right. There's no contract with me, by the way. If you sign up, it's £5 for your first month. It's $9.99 after that. Right. And you can cancel any time. I'm not here in competition with people. I do what I do, and I'm good at what I do. And if you think that person's better for you, then go with that person. I'm not. It is what it is. There's 20 odd million people obese in the UK. There's plenty to go around, right? I wish there wasn't. I generally do that. I'm trying to make my little dent in the obesity epidemic, right? But at the end of the day, no one's in competition with me, right? I can work maximum 1-to-1 with 175 people. I've got 150. I would never have more than 1,000 people in my community. And this includes plan people, dedicated community members. I've got about 250. I'd never have more than 1,000. That's me. So if there's 20 million obese people, 30 million people with a weight issue in the UK, and the most I can ever work with is 1,000 people, no one's in competition with me. Right? So that's the way it is. But, us, you remember where we are at, our journeys, our support, our personal progress. I do. And my memory's pretty decent. Like, don't get me wrong. again, I know people that put the effort in. Right? If you come into the community and you just sit in the background, you never come in any of their lives, you never interact, you never get involved. You're just someone that and if that's what you want to do, that you'll never be pressurized to do any more than that. That is exactly what you want to do. But clients that get involved, that pop up a lot, that come on the regular Zooms, I do, and especially, and if you're one-to-one, I know you inside out. I know all my one-to-one clients inside out. I know how they're doing. I know what's going on. I know their struggles. I know their personal life because people open up to me. So that's what I'm here for. Right, have I talked about my business enough? I'll always be open and honest. I'll never, I'm not going to sit here and claim that, I'll always be open and honest. I'll talk about anything. The only thing I never really talk about on social media is direct personal things. I don't want to do that. My personal life is my personal life. I don't come in here and go, oh, me and Rachel just had a massive argument, because we argue. It's life. Do we call each other a knob at times? Of course we do. She is a knob at times, and so am I. Right, that's part of being married, right? And we won't hide that. I don't come on here and talk about it. I don't come on here and go, oh, this is happening, that's happening. I'm not interested in that. I think I'm a bit more open and honest within the community because you guys are open and honest. But like when I come on these social media lives, I don't talk like that, All right, mate, flying visitors on a break. Cheers, Dan. Thanks for dropping by, my man. I think I'm very open, too open sometimes. And there's not, it's one of those. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's, but I'm also not into drama. I can't be bothered with that. People love it, don't they? I love drama. People just tune into things for the negative aspects. I'm not a negative person. I always try and be as positive as I can be, But anyway, is that enough waffling on about that? I appreciate that. To get me started, you'll sort of hold my hand. Just need to get, yeah, absolutely. Of course I will. Like, some people need that, right? If you put the effort in, I will be there every step of the way, right? But I'm not your dad. I'm not your, I'm your coach. I'm here for you, right? You look at a football coach. They turn up, you look at a football manager, Pep Guardiola, Arne Slot, Ruben Amorim. They'll be at the training ground this morning. They don't message their individual players going, hiya, you coming to train this morning? Hiya. No, they're adults. Right, they get up, they get out of bed, they get the stuff ready, they get to training, right, and they get themselves there. Not every manager this morning. Rachel's not had a text from the director of her company messaging everyone, just making sure you're coming in today. They might do that if someone's sick. They might do that, and I'll do that. If I've got someone that's putting like, I just need a bit of space. This has happened in my personal life, not a problem. I'll check in on them a week later or a few days later. Hey, are you all right? Just making sure you're okay. But I don't sit there on a Friday going, hey, are you checking in today? Hey, are you checking in today? I send a generic WhatsApp out. Remember, guys, check in tomorrow. I normally send one out on Facebook. Been a bit rubbish for that last couple of weeks. I will get back into that. And that's it. And then I'm here for you. Do you know what I mean? So you've looked after me and really helped me. Maureen, thank you very much for that. I tried to put effort in, boss man. James, you are absolutely top tier. I've got absolutely cannot question your effort or commitment to being on plan whatsoever. But, I am here to get you started. And I do want to get everyone to a point. And whether that's 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line, whether you just need a little shoulder just to know they're there for the next 5 years, 10 years, I'll always be here for you. If in 3 months' time of being on plan, you're like, do you know what? You've taught me everything I need to know. I'm quite happy to go it alone. Man United players must have been like, they're turning up. Whether they put the effort in or not, they're turning up, I think. Whether they put the effort in or not, they're not doing, are they? But anyway, there we go. Christ. Anyway, but, I'm here to guide you. I am here to guide you, and I'm here to help you. And, but eventually I want you to get to a point where you're like, I'm all good now. You've shown me the way. We're on that. And again, that's different for different people. Right, few more minutes. Sorry, but some of us are Team Rage. Hey, you can be Team Rage. That's absolutely fine. To be fair, for a quiet life, I'm Team Rage as well. 100%. I'm going in 5 minutes. I've got like little blasts this morning because obviously I've got the live at 11. I'm just trying to plan my day out this morning. So this is what I've got to do today. I've got to walk 3 dogs once really, but I can walk 2 together. So I can walk Wilma, who's our, I'll show you what Wilma's fast. Oh, I've mentioned the name now. She's easy in the bed there. Blossom's there, having a scratch. They've both been asleep. They've heard me talking, saying I'm done. So I'm going to walk some dogs. I'm going to take Blossom to the vets, which for a final checkup. I'm half tempted to ring the vet and see if I can take her tomorrow because I've just got a bit of a crazy day. If I can't, then I'll have to take it today, but I'm going to ring it. It's only for a checkup, and I've checked a wound from her getting sprayed, and she's absolutely right as rain. If I could move the vets to tomorrow or even Thursday, that will make my life an absolute dream. Because I need to go out and get some wrapping paper and a few other bits and pieces for Rachel. I need to do I'm doing my blueberry protein bar, oat bar recipe today. That'll be out tomorrow on YouTube. So I've just got one of them days. I've just got a bit of all sorts to do today. Anyway, what am I going to do now? I'm going to go and eat some breakfast. I've got a yogurt bowl sat there, ready to go. Can't wait. I am starving this morning, hungry this morning. So I'm going to go smash the yogurt bowl in. Watching the weather, I think I might try and get some dogs out for a W and then get back for 11 for you guys to do the live. And the live this morning is about being consistent, right? It's about being consistent. Like, what we need to do to be consistent. So I'm going to talk about what consistent is, and then what we need to do and it's more of a mentality thing to drive that consistency. Does that make sense? Right, let me scan down and see what's going on. How do our calories change when we reach maintenance? So if you're on plan with me and you reach maintenance, I will coach you into maintenance calories. It's a little bit of trial and error. Basically, what we'll probably do is we just need to find that perfect point. So when you have a weight loss break and you go into maintenance calories, we'll just flip you to 3,500 more for that week. And, wherever that is your perfect maintenance point, we don't quite know. When it comes to maintenance, what we need to accept is when we start eating more, our weight is going to increase. Only for a short period of time. But when you eat more calories, you're going to take on more food. And that'll increase your average food weight. That will also increase your average water weight because they both come hand in hand. Might increase your average water retention a little bit, right? It's just a natural process of the body. You just need to accept it. So if your goal weight is 150, right, and you get to 150 pounds, and then you move to maintenance calories, you're going to settle at about 156. That's just it. But then what people do is, oh my God, I've got into maintenance and I've gained weight. You gain weight, not fat. You only gain fat in a calorie surplus. So, getting people confident with their maintenance. So we add a certain amount of calories. We see where you are at with that after a check-in. If you're still losing, we'll add a few more, right? I think some people struggle with going into maintenance. They're a bit, so I'll increase your calories, but you still eat your original calories. So you need to have confidence in it. So, hello, you come and say hello. Come on, we're going now, but you come and say hello. Come on. Hello, you just woke it up, haven't you? You always need a cuddle when you've just woke up. Now, you're meant to be in the vets today for a checkup. You're absolutely fine, and you're like 100% as you should be. So we're going to see if we can move you to the vets to tomorrow just for that final sign-off. Because that'll make Daddy's life easier. You going down? What are you doing? You're going to stay here. But yeah, your calories will change. Basically, obviously, we need to look at where your calories are at because your calories might decrease as you've lost weight or have you increased your movement a bit more. So it's just a bit of a trial and everything. But normally 2-3 months, we'll get your maintenance nice settled out and get your mentality right to have the confidence to now maintain. Fear of the unknown, it's a big thing. If you've been trying to lose weight for years and years and years and years, and you finally get to a point where you're like, I don't need to lose weight anymore. It's kind of like, maybe going into retirement or doing like that. It's exciting, but it's nervous. I've been dieting for 25 years, Neil. What do I do now? Well, you still keep everything in place. You just have the ability to eat a few more calories. All right. So that's what we need to, and that's why it's a lifestyle change. You're not going to go back to, right, now I've hit my maintenance, right? I can go back to 4 takeaways a week. I can go back to doing 2,000 steps a day. I can go back to calorie control. Like, no, because you weight back. We're not doing that. That's not what we do. Yeah. Right, that's it. I'm out of here. I won't be on social media again today. I'm doing my Zoom tomorrow morning. So if you're on Planning the Community, Everything Weight Loss Zoom, we've moved it to tomorrow morning because it's Rachel's birthday. We are going to go out for that McDonald's I talked about it last night. Tomorrow night. If I've got time tomorrow, I might jump on and do a tea time like TikTok, Facebook. It's not scheduled. It'll just be a bit, right, I've got half an hour, 45 minutes. Let's jump on. That'll be around 4:30 tomorrow. So I might be on. I'm definitely on Thursday morning at 9:30. Right. And that'll be TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. And then I'm planning on Thursday doing a weekend sign-off live for Bank Holiday, but it will just be TikTok. So I'll be in the car. So I'm taking Rachel to work on Thursday, and then I'm going to pick her up after work. So I'll be in the car. I'll do an hour in the car afterwards. So YouTube, definitely for the rest of this week, Thursday morning, 9:30. No other scheduled live in because I'm not here Friday. I am here. I'm kind of here Friday. I'm kind of not. I'm not doing live Friday. I'm just going to concentrate on getting any check-ins that are coming on Friday. I'm going to send a message out today about check-ins this week. That's it. So anyway, I'll see. So I won't. I'm not back on tonight, right? So I won't see you today. I might see you tomorrow afternoon. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, because I will be here. So if I'm in the office, I'll always do the triple stream. Definitely a Thursday morning at 9:30. But you guys on Planning the Community, I'll hopefully see you at 11 a.m. if you're free for the second Weight Loss Coaching Live of the week. And again, if you're in the community or on plan, hopefully I'll see you at 8:30 tomorrow morning for this week's Everything Weight Loss Zoom session. Guys, have a great day. And hopefully I'll see you at some point during the week. Well, I'm signing off. I've got to sign off too. I always do that on TikTok. And then, I'll sign off to you guys. Guys, I'll see you at some point during the week.